Kirstenbosch Gardens is full of a very diverse selection of plants. We will be talking about and showing you about the nature in these gardens and hopefully teach you a thing or two about plants. I hope you enjoy.
There are many abiotic factors that may impact reproduction and growth of different types of plant groups. The first abiotic factor is water. As water evaporates through the leaves, more water is pulled up through the roots of the plant. Nutrients and sugars from photosynthesis are dissolved in water and move from areas with high concentration, such as blooms, stems and leaves, for growth and reproduction. Secondly is sunlight. Sunlight directly influences plant growth and flowering by inducing photosynthesis and feeding plants energy. Plants are dependent on light to generate food, induce the growing cycle, and allow for healthy development. Thirdly is air. Plants use sunlight and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water from photosynthesis to produce oxygen and carbohydrates that plants use for energy and growth. Rising levels of CO2 in the plant atmosphere drive an increase in plant photosynthesis. Fourth, we have temperature. As temperature increases, photosynthesis, transpiration, and respiration increases. When combined with day length, temperatures also affect the change from vegetative to reproductive, flowering growth. Lastly, soil. The soil affects plant growth as it helps to support the plant, provides water and nutrients for the plant to grow, and anchors the plant in place. There are many different types of soil that can all affect the plant growth and reproduction differently.
Now I will be explaining why asexual reproduction occurs when an organism reproduces offspring without fertilization of gametes. Sexual reproduction requires the fertilization of gametes to produce offspring. Asexual reproduction is more effective in changing environmental factors as it allows for faster adaptation and evolution. It allows for genetic diversity and the production of hybrids, which can lead to better chances of survival in a rapidly changing environment. Sexual reproduction, on the other hand, is a slower process as it involves the recombination of genes, but also allows for greater variability and adaptation to different environments.
Bryophytes are made up of three groups of non-vascular plants: mosses, liverworts, and hornworts. Bryophytes can be found in damp, shady environments, usually close to or next to a water source, such as a pond or river. Bryophytes are seedless as well as they are not flowering plants. Therefore, they reproduce using spores. The spores are dispersed by air currents, and once they are settled somewhere moist, they germinate. Bryophyte fertilization occurs in water. Water will assist with the transfer of the sperm to the egg. A pteridophyte is a vascular plant that disperses spores. They lack seeds and flowers. They can be found in moist, shady, and damp places, similar to the bryophytes. Pteridophytes consist of ferns and fern allies. They require water for their fertilization process. The male gametes swim to the female egg during reproduction. The mother cells produce the spores, and they are dispersed by either wind or water. Gymnosperms is a seed-providing plant that includes comphires, cycads, and gynecos. They do not produce flowers or fruits and have naked seeds. Their abiotic environment consists of temperate forest and boreal forest biomes. They do not depend on water because they are able to produce their own fluid. Fertilization occurs when the nuclei of the two sperm meet the egg cell. One nucleus dies and the other unites with the egg to form a diploid zygote. Then the seeds are dispersed through wind or birds. Finally, I'll be talking about angiosperms. A basic angiosperm body consists of roots, stems, and leaves, as you can see here. These primary organs constitute to the vegetative plant body. They are seed-bearing and fruit-bearing, and they flower. Their involvement in reproduction is through their pollen being carried by insects or wind blowing it from one flower to another. Pollen reaches the new flower and travels to the ovary, where it fertilizes the egg to make seeds. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you learned a few things about plant diversity.